Hello and what is going on, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. Hayden here, and today, so I think the main focus is the wall behind us for the door. So I think we're gonna work on most of the wall itself, and then like I said in the last video, we're gonna chuck in some windows where I can then pull the string, and I'll obviously make a little hook somewhere I can hook it onto, and the window will stay open. So I think we'll get into that, but before we get into that, so I'll roll the clips now, but on the way out here, I was just on the way out anyway, and I found a burnt out car. It was still warm, so it was quite fresh. It happened overnight, so I called in the police, and here we'll roll the clips now. So I was just on my way out to the bush to start filming another episode for the hut, but I was just driving through the bush and I found a stolen car. Now it's been burnt out. Now I'm gonna have to call the police because there's no police tape on it, so it doesn't look like there's been any indication of, you know, someone being here to report it. So it's going to show you guys here. Actually, I'll go around because I don't know how to blur out the number plate in this weird software that I'm using for this. So I'll just go around here to the side. So you can see it's been burnt out. No indication of police. Usually there's police tape on it if they find it. So it's gonna, feels pretty cold, but so yeah, call the police and see what they say. So I had my GoPro in my hand, and out of the respect of the officer that came out, he asked me not to publish the video of me speaking to them with the details about the vehicle on the internet. So I respected that, so I'm gonna cut all that out, and I hope you guys enjoy this video anyway. But anyway, let's get into the bushcraft. Woo! So before we start this, I've decided, so actually I'll pull it off, sorry about the wobble there, but so I'm using this little, it's designed for Android phones and stuff, but so, you know, like this thing opens and closes and I hold my GoPro in here, and only because I didn't want to, I'm stingy and I didn't want to pay like 80 bucks for a GoPro tripod. So I've got this branch here, you can see it's probably like, I don't know what, 4 or 5 meters long. I'm gonna make a tripod just so I can sit this on top of it, and yeah, just so I don't have to sit it down so low, and I can put it up about head height and torque use properly, rather than, you know, then try and sit it on things. But after that, then the main focus is, I think we'll work on this little area here. So I'm gonna probably, you can see I've got one support beam here to support that sort of crack that happened across here, and then I'm gonna stick another one here to support it as well. So, and it'll sort of strengthen that one there as well. That's only just sitting there, and then so we're gonna go horizontally and then bring them up vertically, well, you know, stack them upwards. So I'll probably have to put in another pole here somewhere, maybe about there, yeah, about there, bring it up and sit it slightly just off of it, and then that way, and then I don't know, maybe I can stick them in behind there, or and slot them in all the way up to the top. And I'm gonna, yeah, do the second on that side. So let's start making this tripod. I'll cut this into shape, roughly about my shoulder height, and then yeah, I'll show you guys the finished product of that, and then we'll get into the wall. So I actually just had a friggin' heart attack, I swear. Like, so I was down here with all my stuff, and I heard a noise, it was like just in here, and I look over and I'm like, oh, there's a lizard. And then all of a sudden it took off, and it wasn't a lizard, it's a snake. Like, it was only a little brown snake, so it went over here. I don't see it anywhere, but we're not going to try and disturb it, so we're going to leave that there, because I don't think I really want to get bitten. And anyway, so I've cut my 3 lengths, so I've got to sit these 3 together, because for this, sort of have to have them close together. So I'm going to use this lashing technique to make a tripod, so it goes like over, under, over, under, over sort of thing. I can't remember. Anyway, so we'll do that, and we'll stand it up and see how we go from there. All right, so let's go under one more time. Now I'll just cut a length of this off. So I've got my Bear Grylls knife from the first video. Still going strong, still sharp. So we'll just go through here like this. Pull it tight. Through there like that. We'll go over through here as well. I only need to go over twice, I think. It should be enough. It's pretty, like, it doesn't have to be the best. Like, the tripod's only for me camera, and I don't have enough length to make another hitch knot, so yeah, I thought I'd cut off enough for that, so we could just pull it through. Oop. And look at that, easy tripod. It's not the, I probably should have done this a bit tighter, but it's, like I said, it's only for the GoPro. So we'll set the GoPro up there and see how we go. Look at that. Woo, easy. Now we can start the wall. I'm pretty happy with that. I actually might tie the GoPro to it. Nah, we'll leave it how it is. So I can just sit it on there with the bendy phone thing. Anyway, all right. So let's start with the wall now. All right, so I've cut this into into a bit of a spike. I went and cut off this little branch here, and we're going to turn it into a mallet. So I started carving out the handle, and I've sort of rounded off the edges around the top there, and I'm going to cut off from about here, yeah, about here, just to give it a little bit of weight at the back. And right now it's pretty dodgy, but in the future, when I get some time, I'll skinny out the handle and get a bit of rope, and I'll bind it around it to make a nice handle, and then I'll cut straight across the top to make it nice and flat, and I'll make the sides flat and make it a bit of a square shape, and then round the edge properly, because I gave it a little bit of an edge so it doesn't split. But yeah, and then I'm gonna cut about what's that, like 4 inches off the handle there, to make it a bit more versatile and a bit easier to swing around. It's only in, what, like that much, but it's going to do for now, because I'm going to bind it to the tree, to the shelter anyway. So it's a good starting point. And before we do the next pole, I might even make a ladder for that, because it's hot and I'm getting real sweaty. So let's start chopping up some sticks. Sort of hard to see on the GoPro, but so I've got my 2 poles here, which is I'm going to slot the branches through, and then they're going to sit in there. So these ones are sort of separated only because I couldn't get it close enough to be parallel with that one, because of the branch that comes across as a support beam. So, but it'll stop it from going, you know, left and right anyway. So this, oh, sorry about that for a minute. All right, so I'm just going to sit the GoPro down. Hope you guys can still see. Yep, there we go. So the first branch goes in like that, and easy as that. And then, so we're just going to keep stacking them up on top. But I'm going to have to cut this one. I'll do it later on, but I'm going to have to cut it here, and then, yeah, stack it all the way to the top, and then we'll tie it in. Alright, so I'm going to call it a day for now, because it's about to go 5 PM. Been out here for quite a few, well, I came out at 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm actually rooted, eh? And so I'm sweaty, I stink. I'm going to go jump in the water down there, have a quick swim, go home, have a shower, play some games, and we'll come back out tomorrow. What do you reckon? Yeah, sounds good. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
So sweet. Oh my god.
That's so much better. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, so we're back at the camp. Now, it's been a few days since the last time I came out here, and the weather has been so weird. So, I'm hoping that this wind isn't blocking out my voice, but yeah, I didn't come out for quite some time because it's been super hot here in Australia, and well, at least my part, and then which then also would have brought out snakes and all sorts of things. So I didn't really want to be out here in scorching weather, possibly lifting up logs and getting bitten by a snake. But now all of a sudden it's been raining for the last 3 days, so don't know. But you can see behind me anyway, the wall. So ended up, before I left last time, I ended up doubling up the bottom, which I probably shouldn't have done. I should have just used some bigger logs and started going up a few more, but you can see that it started slouching down to the one side, so I started adding these wedges in. Now I'm gonna have to shuffle around these to sort of even it back out again, but I might have to put in a few more wedges just to get it going, just to sort of make it a bit even though it doesn't need to be even. It just looks better. Right, so you can see behind me, we've completed the wall now. It looks quite nice. It's a little bit more even. It was on a huge slope, as you can sort of see it down here. It slopes down a bit, but I managed to fix it up. I only had to chuck in one wedge, which you can see here. Now, it doesn't look too bad from this side, but I'll give you a look from behind. It's not really the best. So you can sort of see it's sort of, sticking out a little bit, but I'll fix that up in the future. Now, I had to wedge this log between here. I'm gonna have to tie it in eventually. I might even drill a little hole through here and through here and stick 2 sticks in, hit them in, and yeah, we'll do that. I reckon that's a pretty good idea, because I've got in my bag down here, I've got a little hand drill, so no electrical tools at all. And see down here, I had to make this flat, just to make this bottom pole flat, I had to dig in the ground a little bit here, and it looks like I might even have to go down a little bit more, but because I just didn't want to have a big gap here. And then when it rained flat out the other day, I noticed all this had been washed out, so obviously water can come through here at some point. So I'm gonna have to, like I said in the first video, I might have to build up a bit of a wall along this the bottom here. That log was probably a little bit dead, but perfect. So it's gonna go in, slot in here, quite nice. Actually, we'll flip it around this way. Yep, flip him up on top of that one. There we go. Sweet. So I've got this pole here that runs up. Probably gonna put another one here, and that's gonna be the base of the window. So obviously the window is gonna go probably about here. Probably gonna run from about this height, that'll be there. So the plan is we'll go up like this till we get to about the bottom of the window, and then I'll tie it to these 2 support poles here, and then till about here somewhere. So anything in between here will get cut off and then filled up, across the top, and then that'll be left with the window. Then all that cut off stuff in the middle will bind together. Just sort of over and I'll loop it, and then run it down, loop it again, run it down, loop it again, and then on each side, so they're bound together. Maybe make a bit of a square frame. It'll slot in, and then I'll tie it off on each corner, and that way it'll be open and closable. Then we'll get the string, and the bottom beam will then run a bit of string up, and we'll slot it through one of the holes up here, and then run it through down the other side where you can pull it, and then it'll open up, and we'll have somewhere we can wrap it around or hook it on, maybe like a little loop where you can hook it on somewhere, and it'll be good as gold. So the wall's actually not looking too bad, if you ask me. It's actually coming along quite nice. That one can piss off. Didn't realise how dead that one was. So I'm just going to try and put these bigger ones in first. Going to try and configure this without it falling over and stuff. Look at that. Just like a jigsaw. Alright, so I've done a little bit more, but what I've been doing is cutting off about, I don't know, just over a foot of rope. That's probably a little bit too much, to be honest, because I've been having a little bit overhang. But then I'll just go through here like this, and I'm just doing a simple knot. I'm not doing anything too advanced, actually. Here we go. So yeah, I've been going through here like this. Nothing too advanced, just like a simple little knot, because it's only going to hold it in place. And then later on, I'll go through and individually wrap them all together to strengthen it, to like pull it all in tight and to, you know, make it stop moving. So you can see it's starting to look not too bad. I mean, it's a bit rough. It's a bit rough over here because I had to bind like 3 or 4 of them together, and I didn't realise this log here had a big chunk in it until right now. But it's looking good. So I reckon maybe 1 or 2 more across here, and we'll have to start making the window, which is going to be good. So now the main act, like at least the little part of the window is done. So I need to now run another beam across here, which I have over here. There we go. Nice little window. Look at that. Good as gold. Now, obviously I'm gonna have to try and tie it on, but yeah, I don't know how I'm actually gonna make the window itself. I might have to try and make the frame. I'm gonna try and, might have to get a little saw and saw through here, because the big saw, it's just too much vibration and too much pressure to saw just off a little part. So but we'll figure it out. So I think now we'll make the actual frame part for it and see if we can stick it in. What do you reckon? Sounds good? Let's do it. Alright, so we've got one of the, this will be the left one, this will be the right one. So these are the poles that are going to go like this between the door. Actually, it's not really a flat area right there. Let me just quickly clear this out for a minute. Alright, so we'll get these, and then this is going to go like this. So we'll have one across there like that, like this, then like this. So I'll tie them in, and then this will be on the inside of the window. So these sort of lock in And then on the bottom of these poles is where I'll tie them offcuts that we cut out through the window, and then hopefully we can have a nice, tight, clean, tidy window that we can lock into place. Alright, so our square's complete. It's not really, you can see it sort of bends a bit, so it's not really strong, but it's going to do the job. So now all we have to do is get these pieces, bind them on here like this, and it should be, that should be the window done. So should look nice and, well, somewhat nice like that, and yeah, should be good. So I'll tie this to all of there, like I'll have to go in and out and like bind it in to make it real tight, and it should be bloody good. So decided to take a quick break, get a bit of lunch, and I was on my way back out, and one of the old guys that's always here offered me gave me a hamburger and some bread, so good to go. Yeah, I already had a little fire going, so it's not bad. That's heating up. But I just noticed there's two tawny frogmouths up in the tree there, and some people call them owls, but they're not actually an owl. They're related to an owl. I'll see if I can zoom in on the GoPro. I don't know if the GoPro reaches that far. Nah, the GoPro's not going to zoom in, so I'll take a photo on my phone and I'll put it up on the screen now. But so the tawny frogmouth, they're actually really cool. They look like an owl, but they've actually got, their talons are quite small, and they actually have really large mouths. So they don't actually hunt like owls, because an owl will swoop down and attack its prey, whereas a tawny frogmouth will actually lure bugs and insects into them. So they're quite dark creature, like they're really, like they look like a bit of wood. You wouldn't actually notice them, but so what they do is they open their mouths, and inside their mouth is bright yellow, and they've got all these little whiskers around the outside, and the whole thing imitates a flower. So, you know, naturally insects and bugs and whatnot naturally attract towards flowers. So the insects, they come straight into their mouths, boom, gone. Easy as that. They're actually really smart, incredibly hard creature to find, because they're quite rare as well. So alright, so because it's been summer, it's been super hot lately. I haven't been able to get out of here for at least 3 to 4 weeks now, and since that time we've had really hot days, we've had wet days, we've had storms, so it's been really difficult to get out here. But because of the constant hot and cold and wet, yeah, this has happened. There is no longer a hut here. So I've moved off all of these logs here, as you can see. So that was all over the ground here. I'll chuck some images up here now so you can have a look what I came out to. I didn't have my GoPro on me at the time, just my phone. And yeah, it's pretty devastating, not gonna lie. So this tree here, you can see it's rotted at the bottom. It's had all termites and whatnot through it. And it's now laying on the ground. and that's what gave way, and that's what collapsed the whole shelter. So the goal now is we're gonna keep going. Trust me, we are gonna keep going. It won't be in this episode, we'll in the next one. I'll try and get that one out like as soon as I possibly can. So the plan is this wall is gonna stay. This wall is staying here, but we're gonna do a lean-to. So I'll chuck up on the screen now a bit of an image of what my design is going to be based off. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be close to that. So yeah, I've got a long day ahead of me. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry to cut this video short. This shelter short like this. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are enjoying these bushcraft videos. I'm going to be doing a lot more because now that it's starting to, we've now come out of summer. So yeah, but anyway, I got a lot of work to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't, make sure you consider subscribing. Hit that the bell notification so you get notified anytime I upload. Make sure you jump down in the description below. Check out my Facebook group, Facebook page, my Instagram. I made a TikTok. Don't know what I'm gonna do with that. And yeah, so anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to keep watching, and I'll see you guys in the next adventure.